today to talk about a partnership between Suncorp and Solera. You've been trialling a new product over the last year with repairers, and now you're ready to put this product into your network and make some substantial changes. Could you tell us about that, please?
Certainly, Sam. I might start, and I'm sure Atul will chip in, or perhaps even finish. You're right. So we've been trialling the platform for now about 12 or so months, and working really closely with a number of repairers, existing repairers that we enjoy solid relationships with, so 35 odd repairers across our market, and working very, very closely and collaboratively with Solera and Atul and his team in Australia. What we're doing is a big change, and it's not just around the platform that we're working on with Atul. It's a change across the broader business, the motor claims business per se. But ultimately, our obligation and our commitment to customers, and particularly around the quality of repair, the timeliness of those repairs, and the overall service that we deliver to our customers is paramount to us. The challenges that we're facing in terms of competition within the market continue to grow. They're heightened, and we are really excited by the opportunity that this presents us in terms of working more closely with Atul and the team to deliver, as I said, some pretty big changes to our business, and looking forward to working with our repairers to deliver on that change and that promise to our customers.
So what's that going to mean in the day-to-day business of your repairers? How different will it be?
It'll be very different, which is why we've thought long and hard, and why we've spent 12 months piloting and making sure we're comfortable before we proceed. One of the very large differences will be that the days of repairers coming into repair-link centres to see our cars won't continue. And the way our model will work is that our customers will go directly to our repairers. And I know that's something that many repairers that I speak to have been challenging us on for a long time and looking for, and we are now confident that we're going to go down that path. But it's important to note that until such time as we had capabilities and platforms such as the ones that Solera provide for us, we didn't believe it was an opportunity that we could execute on, and now we do, and that's what we do. That's what we've been moving toward.
And can you tell me a bit about the platform,
Sure.
what it does and how the repairers interact with it?
Sure. So, first off, Sam, we're driven by exactly what Leigh said, delivering a superior customer experience. We want customers, Suncorp, and their customers, we call it the customer's customer, to have a smoother ride through life. And we understand that a collision is a bump, and we want that to be as stress-free, and we believe that happens when you give them efficiency, you do it fast, you do it accurately, and you do it with transparency. So fundamentally what our platform does is it takes the negotiation and the guesswork out of estimating and managing the whole collision claim. We use OEM-based data that we have built and we continue to develop around the world. We spend $120 million annually on just those data development centers. And what we give to the repairers is highly user-friendly 3D graphics, repair methods built in, and they're able to repair cars because of the data that we give, because of the parts identification modules that exist within the data. They're able to repair them more accurately. As cars get sophisticated, that's more important. There's like 160 windshield options in the BMW. You need to know exactly which one you're going to repair. So they're able to repair them accurately, they're able to repair them fast. And through services that we have, that we sell through Suncorp, consumers of Suncorp are actually able to track their vehicle while it's being repaired. They can get images, they want to get it to their phones, they can do that. They are able to digitally keep abreast of what's happening. And it's fascinating. Even when things are delayed, if people are informed, the customer satisfaction goes up. So our value proposition is very simple. We want to build that customer experience on the backs of efficiency, transparency, and scientific methods. So it's accuracy, efficiency, transparency. And that's what the platform delivers.
And is it something that's easy to use? For instance, if the repairer is taking photographs, do they have to upload those, or do they?
Great question. So yes, it's very easy to use, and we have advancements coming in that are even going to make it further, easier, more intuitive, etc. First off, the way it works with our system is it is driven off of the specific car that you're driving. It's not a generic formula that's applied. And we get to that because we've got proprietary ability to go and decode the VIN on the car. So we know the DNA of the car as it was built. We know the tint on the windshield. So they have that data with them. It's very user-friendly to answer your question. We're building capability that it can be done on mobile devices. You can do the estimate at the car, not walk around the car and then go back and fill it up from memory. So it's user-friendly. It captures a lot of details. It takes pictures and tags them simultaneously, so you have the record. And then when it comes to things like parts ordering, it identifies the parts. You can attach the picture to the part so that there's even less chance of confusion. And the net result is, and that's what the trial has demonstrated, you're getting faster cycle times. There's savings in claims handling expense, and there's savings in the severity. But Leigh's better positioned to talk to that.
Yeah, I think, Sam, it's a great question, and one of the big things that we've been focused on is minimising disruption where we possibly can to the repairer. So one of the activities that's been, to be honest, challenging is to make sure that we build interfaces into the BMS packages. And that's taken time, and we really do need to thank those 35 repairers that have been working with us on the pilot, because quite frankly, from the outset, we didn't have that integration, and that's what we've been working toward. Now we've been able to build that with 5 and potentially 6 in the next couple of weeks of our larger BMS providers, which means that the data that Atul's talking about will be seamlessly integrated within the platform. It'll integrate from the BMS package into the AudaNet product, into my claim centre capabilities backwards and forwards, not only in terms of the repair method itself, but also critically in terms of those updates to repair status that Atul spoke about earlier. So all of that is integrated.
And how will the customer, will they log in with a number, and this will all be on the system? Yeah,
they will. They'll be able to do a couple of things. One will be they will be able to log their own claim, and they can do that today through our My Claim Manager app. So importantly, all of our customer contacts will be maintained as Suncorp contacts, depending on the brand, obviously, if it's Amy or JL or Bingle as an example. So customers will be able to get online and log their claim, and we're making some enhancements to that capability. And likewise, they'll also be able to track their claim through that process as well. There'll be different capabilities and different buttons for them to click if you like. But all of that will be seamlessly integrated for the customers as well, which we're confident is going to be yet a further enhancement. When I talk about outcomes from the pilot, we haven't yet switched that on yet, so we're seeing that as further upside to already good, promising outcomes we've been able to deliver today.
And in terms of parts, it sounds very good. Is there going to be any direction about where those parts are sourced from?
Yeah, the platform, and again, Atul's more technically minded than I am, but the platform, there's a series and a number of quite complex rules that sit within the platform itself. Now, one of the things that I'm also encouraged by is our PDS is very specific about what parts need to be used in what repair circumstances, age of vehicle and so forth. We'll be able to make sure that the rules that are built into the system match the PDS, and therefore from a repairer perspective it's black and white, it's clear you can do this or you can't, or you can do that, and where they can play in that area. So it'll make it absolutely clear, and it'll mean that errors and challenges that we know exist today will be eliminated through that process.
So essentially, if you want to use, because it's an older car, a reconditioned part, then that will be mandated in the system.
Yeah.
But the repairer can choose wherever they want to buy that part from.
Correct, they can, which is the way our business obviously works today. So you're exactly right. It'll be mandated because it'll be in alignment with our PDS.
I mean, the purpose of the system is really to work with what Suncorp lays out as its rules. So the system helps implement them. And from a parts point of view, I would say, we are often asked, does this over-index to one kind of part or one kind of supplier? Really, the answer is it's the right part at the right time at the right price. So sometimes it may be better to get a part locally and turn the car around faster than waiting for something to be shipped in 3 days, even though that might be cheaper. And sometimes it doesn't matter. It's, you go for. So it's the right part, right time, right price. And that's what the system enables. It gives the assessor and the repairer the opportunity to look at the options and pick the one that works best.
So you must have had to input a massive amount of data to work that out in a platform.
And that's what, our core strength is, the data. It's the technology and the data. As I said, we spend $120 million a year just building that data. Every model, every car. We've built 810 Australia-specific models in the system.
And to be frank, that's exactly why we're partnering with Solera, who are an industry leader in terms of that capability. We're going to the industry leader to support the evolution of our business and help in our transformation of it.
So, today we have 97% of the cars in Australia on the roads covered through our data. And, that's what gives people the confidence that this is model-specific, option-specific, market-specific.
So you mentioned there being benefits to the customers while you've been running the pilot program. Can you give me some examples of that?
Yeah, certainly, Sam. So we spent a lot of time, I spent a lot of time, and my team spends a lot of time looking at many key customer metrics. Customer satisfaction is absolutely one of those. And over the last couple of years, through the support, obviously, of our repairers, we've been able to drive an uplift in our overall customer satisfaction scores, and they've now been steadily rising to the point where they're about 8.4 on average out of 10. However, the clear insight that we get from our customer feedback is that when we ask them to go and deliver their car to one of our centres, and then we go and then outsource the repair of that vehicle as a second step to a repairer, the feedback from them is that their satisfaction reduces when we execute those processes. So pleasingly, we've seen an uplift in our customer satisfaction scores, and they're pleased with those processes and the way that's changed, and the way in which they're able to deal directly with the repairer as opposed to coming through one of our centres. So that's certainly one aspect. Another aspect that we've been very focused on is the level of customer complaints that we manage within our business as well. And again, we've made some good progress over the last couple of years on that front. We've been able to drive customer complaints down by about 30% or thereabouts. What we've seen through the pilot is, again, there's a step-down reduction from a complaint perspective. A couple of other key measures we've been very focused on is what we call the customer life of claim. How long does it take for a customer to lodge their claim and then to get their car back? And on average, we've seen a sizable reduction as well. We've got a target this year of 30 odd days, which is a long time. And through the pilot, we've seen for a drivable repair, 15 odd days, and non-drive about 19 days. So really promising outcomes there as well.